Now we will read this poem and explain verse by verse the poem titled as Australia. The first verse reads, "A nation of trees, drab, green and desolate grey, in the field uniform of modern wars, darkens her hills." Hope says that Australia is a place of trees which are drab, green and desolate grey. Trees which are not absolutely green, trees which are grey, and the landscape, the place where these trees grow, is a field uniform of modern wars, darkens her hills. So Australia is a place which is uniformed or which is equal or which is alike to the war field, which means now the first comparison that A.D. Hope is making of Australia is not great, is not appreciable. He is comparing the landscape of Australia with a war field. Now, if it is a war field, it is desolate. It is full of dead bodies, it is full of corpses, it is full of blood. There is no life in a war field. It's completely deserted. It's completely destroyed. And this is the first image, first symbol that A.D. Hope would be referring to Australia as. Darkens her hills, those endless outstretched paws of Sphinx demolished, our stone line worn away. In the next verse, he compares Australia with Sphinx. Now this is a creature in Greek mythology who is supposed to have a body of a lion and head of a man. What he says that in Australia we lack two things. One are those outstretched paws of Sphinx who had the body of a lion and the head of a man. Now what this would mean, what this could refer is, this is the vision of A.D. Hope about Australia. He wanted Australia to be like that, to be very strong, to be very powerful and to be intellectually very advanced. Now giving the shape of a lion means powerful, forceful, and giving the head of a man means innovative. But he says that both these things are missing in Australian culture, in Australian landscape. What we have a war field. We have a uniform war field that we have in Australia, and this Australian landscape cannot be compared with Sphinx, but it could only be compared with a war field. So in the first paragraph, he begins with a satire for which he is known, particularly the satire upon Australia. And then he continues in stanza second, "They call her a young country, but they lie. She is the last of the lands, the emptiest." Now that is again important. Now there are some people who say that Australia is a young country. By young country, he means a country which is full of innovations, which is full of energy, which is full of everything that a youth contains. But he says they lie. It's not so. Australia is not a young land. It is the last of the lands. It is there since times immemorial, emptiest. There is nothing in it, since it's a land which has existed from eternity, from those days till now. It has been drained of everything that it contained. It has been drained of the resources, it has been drained of the qualities, it has been drained of everything. And now what we have in front of us is a desolate land, is emptiest of the lands. A woman beyond her change of life, a breast still tender, but within the womb is dry. Now that is what is the phallic imagery. He is saying that what is Australia like? It's like an old woman. It's like an old age woman beyond her change. He says a breast still tender, but within the womb is dry, which means that it may look young from outside, but from the inner part, it is almost desolate. It is destroyed. It is empty. It is grey. So there is no hope from a land like Australia, is what A.D. Hope says in the second stanza.